Hi, if I asked you the question, what do you think is worth more? A dollar today or a dollar tomorrow? Would you know? Well, if you ever had a friend who owes you a lot of money and in an attempt to make him pay you back, you decide to charge interest, but it's been over a year and he just hasn't paid you back at all, and so you're really petty about the whole situation because you really wanted that money back, and so you just decide to be really angry and really petty, so you stop being his friend? Then you're in luck because you just experienced why a dollar today is worth a lot more than an IOU. A better example of this can probably be seen in insurance, where you pay a premium or a fee to an insurance company, and then in return, that insurance company will pay off any future claims that are of a larger cost. And if you don't understand insurance all too much, no worries, I got you. I'm an actuarial science major in which we work heavily with risk management and insurance. So I'm here determined to help you gain a better understanding of it. And since you guys are all young adults, I'm sure you all have some form of insurance, whether it be health insurance, life insurance, and even auto insurance. So this presentation will be exploring the structure and ideas of insurance by discussing its own aspects, its own frameworks, and its own models. It doesn't hurt to get a better understanding of how insurance works, right? And so off to my first main point, that is, the aspects of insurance. So in general, the concept of insurance goes, like as I stated earlier, a policyholder pays off a premium to an insurer. And in exchange, the insurer guarantees that in the case of an accident or event takes place, that insurer will pay off any claims that are of larger value. And essentially, insurance is just a contract between two parties where one party receives financial protection or reimbursement against losses from an insurance company. And so to recap, insurance consists of primarily like three things, where it concludes that premium that you pay, the claim that they'll pay for you, and any risk involved, the risk of having to pay off that claim. I mean, if there was no risk, then there would be no insurance, right? And that's kind of insurance on a smaller scale. But what about insurance on a larger scale? Let's say the economy. There's actually been a study that proves that their insurance promotes economic growth. And this is because insurance works within a competitive framework in which it functions on capitalization. What does capitalization mean, you ask? Well, it means that basically premiums received in a given year are used to pay off claims in the coming year. And it all relates back to that idea, a dollar today is worth a lot more than a dollar tomorrow. Even though the dollar cost of a fee and a claim is not equal to each other, it's because of that time difference that makes the value of both the fee and the claim equal to each other. And it's pretty interesting. You can actually calculate this future value at various interest rates with simple equations in financial mathematics. However, hold on. Earlier I mentioned that insurance works within a competitive framework. So speaking of frameworks, I'd like to introduce you to a topic called the accounting framework. And it's, as you guessed, it's in the name. It's about accountants and what they do. So accountants pretty much have two jobs. Their first job is to record any significant financial actions that a company takes or a company does. So whether it be purchasing something or selling something, an accountant must record that. And the second duty of the accountant is to take those records and synthesize them and make them look really pretty and turn them into financial statements, and more specifically a balance sheet. And this is where a accounting framework perspective changes to the regulatory framework perspective. And so in the regulatory framework, analysts and actuaries will actually analyze these balance sheets and look at these records and try to determine prices and try to forecast when and if there are going to be any losses in the future. So think of it as like fortune telling, but like with statistics. But lastly, I would like to also talk about the simple model of insurance through some examples. On one hand, we have auto insurance. So in automobile insurance, guarantee is limited and the cost of the eventual claim disaster is not always known. So additional methods for pricing must take place. And this additional pricing system is usually done by segmenting. So, and what I mean by segmenting is that the price varies across different factors. So for example, if I'm a new driver, if I'm really young and I don't have experience driving too much, then I'm going to pay a higher insurance because I'll be paying higher premiums because, you know, I'm younger and I'm more likely to be in an accident, as opposed to being an older and a more experienced driver who, you know, has a lot of experience driving and has never had an accident before. They're going to pay a lower insurance premium because of that, right? And on the other hand, we have, you know, life insurance, where the payment of claims by the insurer usually depends on the survival of the policyholder. It's a little bit morbid, but there's actually an equation derived to help figure out when someone is going to die. And it's a little bit morbid amidst current events, but it's really helpful in determining the prices to getting the best prices for you. And, you know, unfortunately, I could not end this presentation on a more uplifting note, but thank you all for listening to this presentation, and I hope you guys learned at least just one more thing about insurance today.